You stay here, Reek. You watch.
In Season 5, Episode 6, Ramsay Bolton orchestrated one of the most psychologically cruel moments in Game of Thrones. Not through physical violence, not through threats, but through pure, emotional blackmail. He forced Theon Greyjoy, the broken shell he'd created called Reek, to give Sansa Stark away at their wedding. This wasn't cruelty for cruelty's sake. This was calculated psychological warfare, designed to destroy Sansa's spirit before he even touched her. By forcing the man who betrayed Sansa's family, the man she believed killed her brothers, to walk her down the aisle, Ramsay weaponized every trauma both of them carried. Let's examine exactly how Ramsay used Theon to emotionally blackmail Sansa, why this moment is the purest form of psychological manipulation in the entire series, and what it reveals about how abusers maintain control. The setup. Forcing Theon to give her away. The wedding is about to begin. Sansa stands in the Godswood of Winterfell, her home, now occupied by her enemies. Then Ramsay delivers his first blow. Weak, you've known Sansa since she was a girl. Now you're gonna give her away. Watch Sansa's face. The shock, the revulsion, the horror. Theon, the man she believes killed her brothers Bran and Rickon, the man who betrayed her family, the man who seized Winterfell and burned it. Now he's going to walk her down the aisle to marry a monster. This moment violates everything a wedding should be. Traditionally, a father or trusted family member gives away the bride. It's supposed to be someone who loves her, someone who wants the best for her, someone who's blessing this union. Instead, Ramsay chooses the one person who represents the destruction of Sansa's family and home. But here's the truly brilliant cruelty. Ramsay doesn't just pick Theon randomly. He picks him because Theon is the only person left who connects Sansa to Winterfell, to the Starks, to her past. Everyone else is dead or gone. Her father executed, her mother murdered, her brothers supposedly killed. Jon is at the wall. Arya is missing, presumed dead. Bran is missing, presumed dead. Theon Greyjoy, broken, tortured, transformed into Reek, is her last remaining connection to her family. And Ramsay knows it. The blackmail. Weaponizing isolation. Emotional blackmail works by exploiting someone's vulnerabilities to control their behavior. And Ramsay is a master at identifying vulnerabilities. Sansa's vulnerability. She's completely isolated. She's in Winterfell, surrounded by Boltons and their men. She has no allies, no friends, no family, no one who cares about her well-being. Littlefinger brought her here, then abandoned her. He sold her to the Boltons for his own political game, and left her alone with them. The wedding ceremony should be a moment where family surrounds you, where you're supported, where people who love you bear witness to this new chapter. Instead, Sansa is surrounded by enemies, people who murdered her brother and mother, people who stole her home, and Ramsay makes sure she feels this isolation viscerally by forcing Theon to give her away. The message is clear. Look around you, Sansa. Your family is gone. Everyone who loved you is dead or far away. The only piece of your past that remains is this broken creature who betrayed you. And even he belongs to me now. You have no one. You are completely alone. Your only option is to submit to me. This is textbook emotional blackmail. Ramsay is using Sansa's isolation, her desperate need for any connection to her family, to make her feel powerless. The psychological warfare, 3 victims at once. What makes this moment so brilliantly cruel is that Ramsay isn't just tormenting Sansa. He's tormenting 3 people simultaneously, and making them torment each other. Sansa. Sansa has to be given away by the man who killed her brothers, the man who destroyed her home. Every step toward Ramsay, with Theon's hand on her arm, reminds her that her family is gone. Think about what's going through her mind. Think about what's going through her mind during this walk. She's remembering her brothers, Bran and Rickon, who Theon supposedly murdered. She's remembering Winterfell burning. She's remembering the moment she learned what Theon had done, and why she's born with her last wall. Oh, let it done. And now this same person, the betrayer, the killer, is performing the role her father should have filled. It's a desecration of everything a wedding should mean. It's a mockery of her family's traditions. She can't even have the dignity of walking to her own forced marriage alone. She has to be handed over like property by someone she hates, someone who represents the destruction of everything she loved. But worse, she also has to see what Theon has become. The proud, arrogant boy who seized Winterfell is now a terrified, broken shell who flinches at Ramsay's every word. This shows her exactly what Ramsay does to people, what he will do to her if she resists, what awaits her in this marriage. Theon is a living warning, a demonstration, A preview of Sansa's future if she doesn't submit completely. Victim 2. Theon. Theon is being forced to participate in the destruction of the girl he grew up with. Sansa is Ned Stark's daughter. Theon was raised in Winterfell alongside the Stark children. He knows exactly what this wedding means. He ate at their table, trained with Robb in the yard, watched Sansa grow from a little girl into a young woman. The Starks weren't his blood family, but they were the closest thing he had after being taken in the Iron Islands as a hostage. And he destroyed them. He betrayed Robb. He seized Winterfell. He supposedly killed Bran and Rickon. He burned their home. Now he's being forced to give Sansa to a monster, to participate in her suffering, to be complicit in what's about to happen to her, to betray the Starks one final, terrible time. And he can't refuse. He's too broken, too terrified of Ramsay. The torture has shattered him so completely that Weak obeys without question. Weak always obeys. This adds another crushing layer to Theon's guilt and trauma. He already carries the unbearable weight of what he did to Winterfell, to the Starks. That guilt was eating him alive even before Ramsay began the torture. Now he's being forced to betray them again. Forced to hand Sansa over to her rapist. Part of Theon, the part that's still human under the reconditioning, knows this is monstrous, knows he shouldn't do it, knows Ned Stark would be horrified, knows he's betraying Sansa just as completely as he betrayed Robb, but he does it anyway. Because Ramsay commands it, because he's too broken to resist, because Reek obeys. Victim 3. The ghost of Theon. But Ramsay is also tormenting the memory of who Theon used to be. The old Theon Greyjoy would never have allowed this. The old Theon, arrogant, proud, loyal to the Starks in his own way, would have fought back. By forcing Reek to give Sansa away, Ramsay is demonstrating his complete victory over Theon. He's showing that he didn't just break Theon's body, he destroyed his soul. The old Theon is dead. Only Reek remains. And Reek will do whatever Ramsay commands, even this. The walk, every step a psychological blow. Watch the scene again. Watch Sansa's face as she walks toward Ramsay with Theon beside her. Every step is excruciating. Not physically, psychologically. Each footfall is a hammer blow to her spirit. She feels Theon's presence. The man she hates is touching her arm, guiding her forward toward her doom. His hand trembles slightly. He's terrified of Ramsay, terrified of what's about to happen, maybe even feeling a flicker of guilt. But he does it anyway, because Ramsay ordered it. She can't escape the physical reminder of her family's destruction walking beside her. She sees Ramsay waiting, smiling that knowing smile, confident, pleased with himself, enjoying every second of her pain. He's not even trying to hide it. He wants her to see that he's orchestrated this entire humiliation. He wants her to know that he's thought through every detail of how to break her. She's surrounded by Bolton men, men who participated in the Red Wedding, men who slaughtered her brother and mother, men who helped murder pregnant Talisa. They're all witnesses to her humiliation. Some of them probably remember her as a child in Winterfell. Now they're watching her be given away like cattle, and they're enjoying it. They're loyal to the Boltons. Her suffering means nothing to them. She's in the Godswood of Winterfell, the sacred space where her family worshipped for generations, where her father prayed before taking his decisions, where she played as a child, running between the ancient trees, where she felt safe and protected by her ancestors. Now it's being used for this mockery of a wedding, this desecration. The sacred space of her childhood is being perverted into the setting for her torture. She hears the words of the ceremony, the same vows her parents spoke, the same traditions that united Stark couples for thousands of years, but now they're hollow, meaningless, twisted into something dark. The words that should symbolize love and partnership are being used to formalize her captivity. Every element of this moment is designed to break her spirit. Ramsay isn't just marrying her. He's conquering her. He's showing her that he owns everything. Her home, her past, even the broken remnant of her childhood. The reminder, your last living relative. Throughout the wedding preparations and ceremony, Ramsay keeps referencing Theon's connection to Sansa. He mentions that Theon knew Sansa when she was a girl. He points out that Theon is like family, the closest thing Sansa has to a relative nearby. This is deliberate. Ramsay is hammering home the message. Your family is gone. This broken creature is all that's left, and even he serves me. It's a twisted form of gaslighting. Ramsay is taking Sansa's desperate loneliness, her yearning for any connection to her family, and weaponizing it against her. He's saying, you want family? Here's your family. A tortured slave who belongs to me. This is what your family has become. This is all you have left. And because Sansa is so isolated, so desperate for any connection to her past, visits especially hard. Part of her wants to cling to Theon as a familiar face, someone who knew her father, who grew up in Winterfell. But she also hates him for what he did. She's trapped between desperate loneliness and justified anger. Ramsay knows this. He's exploiting this internal conflict to maximize her psychological suffering. The control, maintaining power through humiliation. Abusers maintain control through a combination of fear, isolation, and psychological manipulation. Ramsay uses all three masterfully in this scene. Fear. Sansa has heard the stories about Ramsay. She knows he's dangerous. Seeing what he's done to Theon, reducing a proud man to a terrified slave, shows her what he's capable of. Isolation. By forcing Theon to give her away, Ramsay reminds Sansa that she has no one, no allies, no rescue coming. She is utterly alone. Psychological manipulation. Ramsay turns what should be a ceremony about unity and love into a demonstration of his absolute power over everyone present. This isn't about the marriage itself. Ramsay doesn't care about the wedding ceremony. He cares about breaking Sansa's spirit before their wedding night. If he can make her feel powerless, isolated, and hopeless during the ceremony, she'll be easier to control afterward. And forcing Theon to give her away accomplishes all of this in one brilliant stroke of cruelty. Why this is pure emotional blackmail. Emotional blackmail typically involves threats or manipulation to control someone's behavior. The blackmailer says, "If you don't do what I want, I'll hurt you or someone you care about emotionally." But Ramsay's blackmail is even more insidious than that. He's not threatening future harm. He's using Sansa's existing trauma, her grief, her isolation, her desperate need for family, as a weapon against her. The blackmail message: your family is gone. Your home is occupied. The only connection you have to your past is this broken slave who betrayed you. And even he belongs to me now. You have absolutely nothing and no one. Your only choice is to accept your new reality, which is me. This is pure emotional blackmail because, 1. It exploits existing trauma. Ramsay doesn't create new wounds. He weaponizes Sansa's existing grief and loss. 2. It offers no escape. Sansa can't refuse the wedding. She can't leave Winterfell. She has no options. The blackmail isn't, do this or else. It's, this is your only reality now. 3. It isolates the victim. By emphasizing that Theon is her last connection to family, Ramsay makes Sansa feel utterly alone, which makes her more vulnerable to his control. 4. It uses love and loss as weapons. The ceremony should involve family giving their blessing. Instead, Ramsay perverts this by using the absence of Sansa's real family as a tool of psychological torture. 5. It demonstrates total control. Ramsay isn't just controlling Sansa, he's controlling Theon too, and making them both perform in this theatrical demonstration of his power. The contrast, what a real wedding should be. To understand how twisted this moment is, compare it to what a Stark wedding should be. Traditionally, when a Stark daughter marries, her father would give her away. Ned Stark, who loved her and wanted her happiness. Her family would surround her, mother, brothers, sisters, all supporting her and celebrating with her. The ceremony would be in the Godswood, yes, but as a sacred space, blessed by her ancestors, not occupied by enemies. She would marry someone chosen for political alliance perhaps, but at minimum, someone who wouldn't harm her. Instead, Sansa gets given away by the man who destroyed her home, surrounded by her family's murderers, married in her home's sacred space, now defiled by occupation, married to a sadistic monster who will torture her. Every element that should provide comfort and support has been perverted into a source of pain. This is what makes Ramsay's choice so brilliantly cool. He's not just forcing a wedding, he's creating a dark mirror of what a wedding should be. He's taking every tradition that should bring joy and twisting it into trauma. The purpose, breaking her spirit. Why does Ramsay go to all this trouble? Why not just force the wedding with any random person giving Sansa away? Because Ramsay doesn't just want physical control. He wants to break Sansa psychologically. Sansa is trying to maintain her identity, her pride, her Stark strength. She's clinging to who she is, a Stark of Winterfell. And Ramsay systematically dismantles every piece of that identity. By forcing Theon to give her away, Ramsay is attacking Sansa's sense of self. I'm Sansa Stark, but the only other Stark connection here is my broken slave. Your family name means nothing when your family is dead or scattered. What good is being a Stark when you're alone? Of Winterfell. But Winterfell belongs to me now, and I'm defiling its sacred space with this forced marriage. Your ancestral home is occupied territory. The God's Wood where your family prayed for centuries is now the setting for your humiliation. You don't own Winterfell. I do. You're just another piece of property that comes with the castle. This is my home, but you have no family here, no allies, no power. A home without family is just a building, a prison. You're more alone in this home than you would be anywhere else in the world, because being here reminds you constantly of everyone you've lost. You can't frighten me. Look at what I did to Theon Greyjoy, the proud prince who seized your home. Now he's Reek. He's terrified of me. He'll do anything I say, including hand you over to me. He flinches when I speak. He trembles when I'm near. This is what I do to people who resist. This is your future, if you don't submit. You should be frightened. Every part of Sansa's attempted defiance is systematically deconstructed by the symbolic weight of Theon giving her away. Each element of her identity that she tries to cling to, her name, her home, her family, her courage, is undermined by this one cruel act. Ramsay isn't just physically forcing her into marriage. He's psychologically breaking down every defense mechanism she has. He's showing her that everything she thinks gives her strength is actually a source of pain. Her Stark name? A reminder of her dead family. Winterfell? Now a prison. Her last family connection? A broken slave that will betray her on command. And when the ceremony ends, Ramsay knows he's succeeded. Sansa's spirit is broken before he even begins the physical abuse that follows. Game of Thrones has many scenes of physical violence and torture. But this scene is perhaps the most psychologically accurate portrayal of how abusers operate in real life.